Hey guys, as I set up my pond tank, I've been moving things over to that tank and breaking down other tanks. The 29 gallon that you can't probably see in this picture, but is below the 20 long here, is full of plants. I've got some chili reservoirs, other things in there, but mainly it's been just a grow out tank for plants, and it has also unfortunately been growing a lot of algae. So today's video is basically going to be on how to take plants that are contaminated with algae, pests, and stuff like that, and clean them or decontaminate them and prep them for putting them in a tank where you don't want to carry over those pests. I'm going to be putting these plants into a tank that's going to be full of shrimp and algae eaters, so it's not really important. If I miss anything, they're going to be eaten by the algae eaters and stuff. So it's not a huge deal for me, but I thought I'd just show you guys how to do it. Alright, so this is the tank in question. I've been vacuuming out all the cladophora and just manually removing some of the staghorn over time. And obviously I've been putting more attention into this tank and a little bit into this tank and some into that and the new or the beta tank that I can't really show you yet. But if you don't keep at it, the algae is just going to come back, especially with the cladophora. You have to be really on it, removing it every day. Where'd that come from? Anyways, so I'm gonna take something, I'm not really sure, I'll probably take one of these swords out and show you how I'm gonna prep it, but right now I'm just gonna show you real quick a run through of what I've been doing and where the kind of final step is. So the first thing you're gonna do is take the plant out, take it over to the sink in the bathroom or whatever, and kind of manually remove all the algae, trim roots, trim off dead leaves. I'll show you what I did with this is a bunch of Java fern. There's a Windelov in here. I think I have some lace and just normal Java fern. But this was covered in algae. So I cleaned off all the algae, trimmed all the roots, removed any old dead leaves, or most of the dead leaves. These ones are mainly intact. I'm going to wait till it sends off some new growth and then trim off the old stuff. But this is going to go on the wood in the pond. But the first thing you do, like I said, clean off all the algae, trim stuff, get it ready to be cleaned and stuff. Next thing, I put it in here. This is just activated carbon because I use it for botanicals and stuff like that and just keeping that stuff clean. But what you're going to do is put the plant in here, and it's hard to show you without it, a plant. So I'm going to go grab a plant. Right, so I've got a little stem of Bacopa. I have a bunch of Bacopa in like every tank, so I just grab it out of there. It had some cladophora on it. There's a little bit of BBA on there. If you don't know what BBA is, that's blackbeard algae. It's from Built Up Organics. Just too much stuff. So I'm assuming that's just from plants dying when I moved them and algae building up and then dying. But anyways, you're going to put it in your little holding tank and you're going to take hydrogen peroxide. This is hydrogen peroxide. I have it in bottles, but I'm going to just show you with this real quick. And basically just soak it. So if I had a lot more plants, like what I did with the Java fern was I put a little bit of water, probably up to here and then up to here with actual hydrogen peroxide and let that soak for like 5 minutes. Since I had water in there, the hydrogen peroxide will denature into H2O. So I'll show you how I do it with hydrogen peroxide, just out of redundancy. Just hydrogen peroxide. Obviously this is kind of a waste because there's only just this one little stem. Normally you do like a little hydrogen peroxide bath with a bunch of plants for 5 minutes, and then that's going to kill off basically, or most things. I don't use bleach because bleach will kill off a lot more stuff than hydrogen peroxide will kill, but hydrogen peroxide will still kill certain plants, so you got to be very careful. You cannot use this on Monte Carlo. I sprayed Monte Carlo. I sprayed the Monte Carlo in here. And as you can see, it's kind of thinner in the middle than it is around here and here. That's because I sprayed the center of it because there was a bunch of algae. Kills off of the algae, but it also killed off most of the Monte Carlo. So you got to be careful. This will kill off pretty much any algae if you keep at it, and if you let it soak like this for a while, it will definitely kill off the algae. Bleach will kill pests like snails and snail eggs and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure if hydrogen peroxide will do that. It probably will if you soak it in there. But actually, I think it actually will if you do that. But yeah, so let this soak for however long. I'm just going to spray this a few more times since it's just a single stem. I'm not going to just fill this thing up and submerge it. but let it sit for a while and then clean it off with fresh water, and I'll come back when this is sat for a while and show you what to do. Alright, so this stem has been sitting for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and clean it off, basically. What I'm doing here is just, getting any excess stuff on it so it doesn't burn it or something like that. But I'm just going to leave it in this tank with all my algae eaters. There's a ton of shrimp in here, and they're going to basically rid this of any algae, anything excess. I did this with my Ludwigia, and the Ludwigia is super clean. So the reason I'm doing this basically is they will eat any live algae, but now that the algae is dead or dying for the most part, they'll eat that as well as it, decomposes, and that'll somewhat feed them. I feed them every day, but they also eat this stuff. So this should be spotless in a day or two. I'm probably going to plant it in 24 hours or so, but I'm going to leave this in there for a while and then transfer it over to another tank. But yeah, so that's basically all I'm doing for the algae control and cleaning off stuff. As you can see, I've got a lot of plants in here that are going to be a pain to clean. I'm really not excited for the lily and most of these swords. The Cryptolante is going to be a pain too because there's some staghorn. But there's different ways to take care of stuff like that. Staghorn is mostly organic matter. If you do water changes every day and keep nitrates at 0 for a few days, that should die off. Cladophora, though, grows the same as plants. You can't limit something and then control Cladophora. It doesn't root though, so you have to just stay at it and remove it every day and make sure you get all of it. But yeah, so that's today's video. Didn't want to make this super long, probably accidentally did. But other videos on the rest of the pond and this tank and that tank and the tannin stuff I've been doing, that will be coming out shortly. I've just got a ton of stuff to edit, so I wanted to put out a little bit of content for you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll see you next time.